What's up, everyone? This is Ronnie coming to you today. Just going to show you I think I picked out 35 things that we resold on eBay last month in February. February is a slower month for us, but going to show you some of the things that we bought for cheaper and sold for higher price. You find most of this stuff at thrift stores, so on and so forth. But let's get into it. So get into the first item we have over here. This was a bicycle jersey. I picked this up at a Goodwill. Paid about $5 for it. We sold that right around $33, I believe. I had free shipping on it. It only weighed like 8 or 9 ounces. Really easy to ship. Use newer tags and sold pretty quickly within a month or so. But another item here was a Fray, F-R-A-Y, I believe is how you pronounce that brand. We got this for $5 at a Goodwill, and just a regular dress shirt. But this brand sells fairly well. We sold this for around $45. It took probably 2 months to sell. But nice little pattern there. It was like a lavender white check design. I mean, it sold pretty well, pretty fast. Every once in a while we find these FootJoy Titleist shirts. These are mostly given out at golf tournaments and stuff like that. And you'll see them have the FJ on the sleeve there. There'll be a patch. These sell extremely well. We sold this one for right around $50. It was white, size small. Yeah, it took a little while to sell. We've had this probably 3-4 months, but just the time of season, nobody's buying these shirts too much in the winter time. But I still pick them up, also list them, and then they'll sell when they sell. And we found another one here. This was a size medium. We actually found 3 when I found this one, different colors. This one sold a little higher. This sold for about $65 or so. And it's a nice looking shirt. The tour shirts actually will have an FJ on the collar. Right in there, there'll be embroidered FJ for FootJoy. But these FootJoy shirts do well, the ones with the Titleist. Otherwise, they're $25 shirts, $20 shirts. I don't usually mess with them too much anymore, as like a lot of things, they've just become oversaturated. Picked up these Asus gel shoes. Every once in a while, I'll come across these colorful Asus shoes, and some of them do really well. These are Tri-9s, Noosa. And they were still really good condition. A lot of thread left on them and everything. See right there. We paid $6, I think. $5.99. Nice job of the wife there, taking up the price. But yeah, we sold these for $60. And when I went there, we found actually 3 pairs. We found also this pair and another pair. I think I sold the other pair last month. We got $60 for these 2. See, once again, just wild, crazy color combination. Different thing, Nimbus 16. But these sell well for us. Get about $50-$60 for them every time we pick them up. As long as we're pick them up at a good price. Works out good. A pair of Tommy Hilfiger overalls. These were extra small. They had the carpenter thing on them, or whatever you want to call it, for the hammer loop. But these sold fairly well. You see Tommy Hilfiger on the straps. I got $60 for these. We had these listed for a little while, probably 2-3 months. Like I said, I got $60. They went overseas to, I think, Japan. But This is the kind of stuff that Tommy Hilfiger stuff will sell. This was a pair of newer tags, not your mother's jeans, not your daughter's jeans. I think. I don't usually pick these up used, but I will pick them up newer tags. Every once in a while, I'll come across them. You see they're bigger size, 18W. You know, try to get the best pictures we could. We sold these for right around $70. I paid regular price, so got them at a Goodwill. It was probably $7, and yeah, can't complain. It's a very good profit right there. This was a Loro Piana linen shirt. We sold this for around $75. It's a women's size 8, made in Italy. You know what Loro Piana is. There's the tag. We found these up in Boston. We went to a boat show, and on our way back, we stopped off at a little Salvation Army in South Boston, right around the corner, and found this $5. There's actually in the men's section too. On top of that, this was a Augusta Nationals Masters tie, silk, had the logo all over it. It was like a fate blue with the logo. Really nice tie. When I picked this up, I had no idea that it was this kind of money. When I looked it up, I seen a lot of them putting Vineyard Vines in the title, and I had no idea why they were doing it. So I searched the RN number, and go and behold, it's for our Vineyard Vines ties. So I'm assuming they made them for them. Vineyard Vine ties are really nice, and this sold for right around $75, and probably paid no more than $2 or $3 for the tie. I was initially thinking maybe $25, $30 for the tie. Picked up these pair of Jordans. They were pretty much beat on a little bit, missing the inner soles. There was some wear to them, as you see right there. These came out. I actually had these when they came out, olive military ones. They were real guy. I had about 10 people watching this within the first 24 hours, and they sold for right around $70, $75. Had them run on sale, and must have been 75, I want to say. Looking at my piece of paper here, I kind of, and the tie before I actually got $78. So, not too bad. But these sold in a day, and I think I paid $10 for these at a Savers. These are a pair of shoes I had forever and forever. I put them up to auction, and it was funny. I started this at about $30, and it was kind of funny. I mean, you see there's 20 bids on them. They went overseas. And then these metal, vintage metal golf shoes with the metal cleats. I'm not sure. I dated them kind of by the company here and everything. But you know, I was into these, I think, for $5 or $6. Picked them up at a Salvation Army. I thought they were cool, and I had these for at least a year, if not longer. But you know, did virtually make money. I mean, better than I would have made in the stock market. So this was a Coogi sweater. My wife picked this up at a Savers when we were out one time, and it was really price cheap. They priced this at $3.99 and scooped it up. It was a newer tag, the Coogi Classic. It was linen and cotton blend. You know, but it still sold fairly quickly. I think we got about $80 for this, and like I said, we got it for $3.99, and I think we had a 30% off coupon, so it was probably $2 something. Pair of Echo men's boots with Gore-Tex leather. They were smaller size, 7, 7.5, but these sold for fairly quickly. Paid $8 for these, and they sold for right around $80, and they sold or 85 bucks actually. So he sold fairly quick. Always pick up the boots by them. They usually sell fairly well. Always when you get them though, for Echo shoes, for whatever reason, have a thing where the soles will go cracking. So I actually will bend the soles, bend the shoe a lot to see if there's any cracking. Because the worst thing you want to do is pick up a pair of shoes and then either have to. A lot of stores will not take refunds on shoes or returns. So you have to be careful, and you don't want to ship something, get good money for it, and then find out later from the customer that they're not good. This was a women's Escadia jacket. This is actually this company actually owns a very large portion of St. John's women's wear. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Wool Cashmere and Angola blend. It was just a nice color blue. I paid around $10 for this. And there's the tag. I mean, see right there. And I sold that for $88. So just a nice flip. I had it for a little while though. I've had that probably 5-6 months. This was a Cartier men's wallet, leather wallet. I picked this up in a group of wallets from an estate sale. They had about 5 or 6 wallets in a Ziploc bag. I actually like this estate sale company. We bought a huge bunch of stuff like Loro Piana stuff, some Brioni stuff from them, Hartman luggage up in New Hampshire. And it's turned out to be one of those sales that you go to and we spent like 150 bucks, and I think we've made already like close to 2,000, and we still have a few pieces left from that sale, and that was in May. But picked up a bag of wallets, and I've sold all the cheaper ones in there for about anywhere from $25 to $40, and finally this one sold for 100 bucks. This was a men's Banana Republic suit. Some Banana Republic suits, two-piece suits, will actually sell fairly well. Modern fit, linen, gray pinstripe. I mean, 42 regular is probably as common as a size as you're going to get. But it sold, and I sold that for right around $100. And we paid, I believe, $15 for that. Looked like it was brand new without tags, but just a beautiful suit. This was a LL Bean Flying Tiger Bomber jacket. And I just realized I never put leather in the title. Put goat skin. Goat skin and leather is the same thing. I mean, in a way, right? But there was a little scratch on this. Otherwise, it was a great jacket. Size 44. I mean, I had this for a little while. We got this probably in the late spring or summer, early summer, and I had it for a little while. I paid $10 for it, and I took a best offer of $100 on that. Getting to the end of the season now, I'll start to move some jackets. You know, we're moving out of the warehouse and stuff like that. It's like, you know what? It's good enough. I'm making money on it. Time to move it to somebody else. So Robert Graham shirt. We paid $5 for this one. It was really nice. This was embroidered on the front here. The black's embroidered and the blue's not. The blue's like a print, but very nice design. These are the Robert Graham shirts that bring the good money. I think the biggest misconception is all Robert Graham shirts are going to bring you over $100, which they don't. You know, it's the more loud, the more crazy, the more crazy colored ones like this one. And we sold this for right around 120. It was a size large. See the tag right there. A lot of people will say, oh, asking in groups about this shirt. I've never seen a fake Robert Graham shirt, and I'm not sure if it's a brand that does get faked. I could be wrong, but most of the time you're pretty safe buying this brand. This was a TJ Ushi. Ashi, Nike newer tags, hockey jerseys, sweater. Um, Picked this up for $5. This took about 2 weeks to sell. We sold this right around $110. So that was a very good flip. I was very happy with that. Let me see here. Next thing was this was something I picked up at a estate sale. No, sorry, flea market by us. And I paid $25 for this. Old Standard Oil Company of New York oil can. It's probably dated like to the 30s. It was dirty, of course, and a little surface rust here and there, as you see. But I had this actually for a while as the backdrop in a lot of my videos, sitting on my back on my bookcase. We sold this for around $125, and yeah, it sold fairly well. It sold pretty quickly too. But some oil cans do well, some don't. This was a 1-gallon one. Probably, I don't know. Wish I didn't sell it, maybe, but I did. Didn't have anywhere to put it, so. Next one we got here. This is a vintage Brooks Brothers, like fake fur cold weather vests. I found 2 of these at a estate sale back in May in Boston. We went there with my mother-in-law. Didn't find much at that estate sale, but we did pull out these 2 vests. They were $5 each. And I sold one last month. I took a vest off for $75. This one actually sold for $120. And this one had a few light spots on it. Don't think it's going to show up. Well, maybe it doesn't really show up really too much in when I was taking pictures. There was the tag. And I was very happy with the return on that. I mean, turn 5 into 120. And it takes a few months, but hey, part of reselling sometimes. This was probably a crappy buy. We paid, I think I want to say around $75, $80 for this at a Walmart a long time ago. And at the time they were selling on Amazon for probably $300-$400. The problem was I got a little too carried away with it, and I didn't really check the box all that well, and the box had a lot of wear to it. So I couldn't really sell it as new on Amazon. So I sent it in. I sold it. I was trying to sell it as like new for a while. It sat there probably 8 months, and I just pulled it back and just said, okay, I'm going to sell you on eBay. We're going to just move on and sell it. It's just a little camcorder that we picked up. You see right there some tearing in the box, and it's still sold. I mean, we still got about $125 out of this, so I didn't lose any money, but it was just a poor buy. I really don't mess with that kind of stuff anymore. This was a newer tags Brooks Brothers women's pinstripe pantsuit. We picked this up on one of our trips to New York. We usually stop off in Worcester because I got a Popeye's chicken over there. It used to be across from the Savers that actually closed. And that Savers was dumpy as hell anyway, so it's probably a good thing they closed that one. I'm assuming it was underperforming. But we picked this up at the Goodwill up the street. I think I paid around $30 for this. The top was regular price, $290, and the pants had a different tag on it. $140. I just sold them together as a the 2-piece what they are, and I think we sold that right around $140, and I actually went to Framingham, right in the same area, which was kind of funny. But I paid up for it, and it sold actually within a month or so, so that was not too bad at all. This was a Brioni men's suit. It was very lightweight. Nice looking suit, but it was not the best materials. It was actually polyester and wool. I got this from another reseller, a whole bunch of things. I think I paid about $30 a piece of clothing. So I was into this for about $30. I've already made most of my money back. I've made more than made my money back already. So this is all just extra money at this point. It was nice, but it was just the material, polyester. It's kind of a cheaper Brioni suit. See the Brioni tag over here. Nice looking suit and everything, just not the greatest material. Took an offer, actually lowered the price down to somebody that buys a bunch of different suits from me here and there for $125. So I make a customer happy that buys from us every month or two. Let me see here. Had this Texaco sign. This was a pump sign. You would have found this on the front of a gas station pump. We had this for a while. Forgot where we picked this up at. It was around $75. It was hanging in the office for at least a year. Had really no intention of selling it, but I got it and I never really loved it. So we sold that for around $150-ish. And had been touched up, as you see there in the top, dates in the corner. There is ones of these that are actually made in the 80s, or I think it was 80s, late 80s, by Andy Rooney. Those are not really worth as much. They're worth like $20, $30. If you're gonna find the ones that are worth the money, it's the older ones, and they're dated in the corner like that. And they're starting to become a lot of fake porcelain signs and stuff out of India. Now, if you buy and sell this stuff, do not buy any of the stuff from India because it's fake. This was something I had to have. I missed it out at an estate sale. Not sure what they were asked. They were asking like $350 originally. I don't know what the lady got it for, but then a few weeks later, I actually came across it on eBay. I bought it for right around the same price. I made no money on this, but it was just cool. It was a salesman sample of Gulf motor oil, and see right there, they had these vials. And some of them were filled with oil. A few of them were not. It was cool, but I didn't really have anywhere to put it now as a thing. So we sold that. It was just like, get it in, get it out, move it on to somebody else. So, I had my fun with it for a while, but it was time to move it on to somebody that would probably enjoy it a little bit more. This is a Brioni two-piece suit. I picked this up for $15, and the pictures are all jacked up here for some reason. If you see right there on the chest, on the right-hand side, there's a little there's like a little hole in the fabric right there. I don't know if you could see that. And I actually got in an argument with another reseller about this. As you see right there, it's not huge or anything, but it's still a flaw. And it's probably an easy fix. And they sold for right around $150. And, somebody bought it, somebody can fix it. I paid $15 for it. I actually figured it would sell 46 regular. But I got in an argument with another reseller, and they had to start a big argument with me about, and they basically said that they would sell this and wouldn't mention the flaw. And it was like, yeah, you're a great reseller and you're in charge of a group. Like, you need to go away. You need to take your bat and ball and go home. This was a Canali suit, 120 wool was made, two-piece, size 44 regular, made in Italy. Just, really nice two-piece suit. I had this for a little while. This sold for right around 150-ish. And Kennelly stuff sells actually fairly well for the most part. The suits, two-piece suits, sport coats, just everything else from that brand. He usually sells a little slower for me for whatever reason. It's a great brand, but just sells a little on the slow side. These are a pair of men's boots we picked up. There was really no name to them. I kind of went by what other people were listing them as snake boots. I guess because they're taller. They actually went to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Grow Cord was the sole of these things. Or no, Be King. These were the soles. They say right there, Go Cord, and then King B soles. So I have no idea what the brand was exactly on these things, but they were just neat boots. They had the belt loops and the buckles on them and everything. They were brand new. I mean, you could tell these things were never worn. They still had all the little nubbies everywhere. See right there. I took a best offer of $160 for these, and these took a little while to sell. I've had these probably 3-4 months, but hey, it was money. This was a Lily Pulsiver men's blazer. This sold within a few days of listing it, probably within 4 or 5 days. They're mostly known for their men's clothing, but they do sell their women's clothing. I mean, they're known for their women's clothing, but you do come across men's clothing. This is vintage. It's made by, I think you could only get it maybe at the Palm Beach a store down there. It seems like a lot of their pieces will say Palm Beach. Every piece that I've come across, men's, have all said that. There was the buttons. But that sold fairly quickly within a few days for like $250. And the best sale, or the other sale that I had, other good sale, was this Canali tuxedo, 44 regular. We sold this once before and it was returned because the guy couldn't, I don't know what was the issue. He returned it fairly quickly, so I know he didn't use it. So yeah, I bought this actually on eBay actually for like $30-$40, and I've sold it once before and I sold again. You see right here, this sold for full asking price at $240. So I haven't heard from the guy now since, so it's too bad he's not returning. He bought it on Valentine's Day. So yeah, that was just some of the sales that we've had this month. I tried to focus a little bit more on the higher end stuff, just because we all know what the bread and butter stuff is, but it's the home runs that kind of help out. Bread and butter pays the bills, but it's nice when you get those nice big hits in your account, and it helps a lot pay the bills. But like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a good day, everybody.